Welcome to Drunken Zombies. I'm Adrian, and with me, I've got Julia, our resident zombie expert, ready to serve up a chilling tale for you today.
Hey everyone.
You're joining us for a brand new show, and every day we'll bring you a totally addictive zombie story, you know?
That's right. We're mixing up a cocktail of horror and adventure, with a zombie twist, all served up in a fun, scary way that'll keep you coming back for more, tales of brains and mayhem.
If you love Drunken Zombies, be sure to hit that rate button and follow the show so you don't miss a single episode.
Yeah, we wouldn't want you to miss out on all the zombie fun.
Definitely not.
Mm.
Okay, Julia, what kind of story have we dug up for our listeners today? What's on the menu?
Today we're taking you to the Dead Cave, and let me tell you, the name really is a clue.
Ooh, the Dead Cave. That already sounds like we're in for a wild ride.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about this place?
Just picture this. A team of experienced cave divers. They've got all the gear, the knowledge, the whole 9 yards. But they're drawn to this underwater cave system, the Dead Cave by legends and a thirst for the unknown. Leading the pack is Alex, our fearless leader. Then we have Mia, the marine biologist, always looking for new discoveries. Jonah, our stoic geologist, keeps them grounded literally. And last but not least, Tara, our documentary filmmaker, capturing it all for posterity.
A documentary filmmaker underwater with zombies.
Yeah.
This is already giving me anxiety.
Right. You would think the name Dead Cave would be enough to make them reconsider, but these adventurers are all about pushing the limits.
It's like a horror movie waiting to happen. So they head into this creepy cave. What do they find down there in the depths?
Well, at first, it's actually breathtaking. Imagine stalactites, stalagmites, crystal clear water, the kind of beauty that makes you forget you're deep underwater.
And it's almost peaceful in a spooky kind of way.
Exactly. But the beauty takes a dark turn when they stumble upon an old campsite, a tent, a backpack, and a camera just sitting there, undisturbed.
A camera? Oh no, I've seen enough horror movies to know this isn't gonna be good.
You got it. Found footage, never a good sign. And as they watch the footage, their blood runs cold. It shows another diving team exploring the cave, and then out of nowhere, they're attacked by these shadowy figures in the water.
Hold on, shadowy figures underwater? What could they be?
No.
I'm already getting chills.
Right, the video cuts out with screams and a face frozen in pure terror. Our divers are now officially freaked out, and for good reason.
They must be thinking about that name again, the Dead Cave. So what do? Do they turn back or do they press on?
They're on the fence for sure, but curiosity and their thirst for answers win out. They decide to push on to uncover the truth behind the footage and these mysterious shadowy figures. Talk about brave, or maybe a little crazy.
I'm with you on that. A little both, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, so they decide to face their fear and continue exploring. What happens next?
Well, it's not long before they come face to face with those shadowy figures themselves. And guess what? They're zombies. Underwater zombies.
Underwater zombies. Okay, now this is officially terrifying. I thought zombies were slow and lumbering. But underwater, how does that even work?
That's the truly scary part. They move with an eerie grace, their bodies suspended in the water, eyes hollow but filled with this malevolent hunger. It's like something straight out of a nightmare.
This is intense. So how do they escape this underwater zombie horde? Do they have any chance at all?
It's a close call, but quick thinking saves the day. Tara, our filmmaker, remembers she has her camera and uses the flash to blind and disorient the creatures. It's just enough to give the team time to make a break, for it's squeezing through a narrow tunnel to escape.
Wow, that was a close one. Tara's a lifesaver, literally. So they managed to shake the zombies for now, but are they in the clear? I mean, they're still trapped in this underwater cave system, right?
Right, and they know they're in a fight for survival now. They need a plan, and fast.
They can't just keep running from these underwater zombies forever. So what kind of plan do they come up with?
It's Mia, the marine biologist, who cracks the case. She figures out that whatever is causing these people to become undead has to be waterborne. It's the only explanation for how it's spreading. So she believes that if they can find the source of this infected water, maybe they can contain it and stop this nightmare.
Okay, that makes sense. Find the source, stop the spread. But how do they even begin to track down the source of this infected water in a vast underwater cave system?
Well, they follow the currents looking for clues, and it leads them deeper into the cave system. Eventually, they end up in an underground river with these crazy strong currents, and there in the middle of the river, they find an ancient structure completely sealed shut.
An ancient structure, Julia. I'm getting chills just listening to this. This is getting good.
Me too. And as they get closer to this structure, they realize it's radiating some kind of energy, a dark energy that feels both ancient and powerful.
This is like something straight out of an Indiana Jones movie. So what do? Do they try to open this ancient structure?
They know the risks, but their curiosity and maybe a little bit of desperation drives them to try. They manage to open the structure, and inside they find a crystal, and this crystal is pulsing with that same dark energy they felt outside.
A crystal. This is getting really interesting. I bet it's not just any ordinary crystal, right?
You're right about that. And get this, surrounding the crystal are the remnants of an ancient ritual, a ritual that seems to have been meant to contain the crystal's energy. It's like they stumbled upon something they were never supposed to find.
Whoa, so maybe the undead weren't the actual root of the problem. Maybe they're just a symptom of something much bigger and much older.
Exactly. It seems like they just scratched the surface of something far more complex and terrifying than they could have ever imagined. And that crystal, that's just the beginning.
Welcome back to Drunken Zombies. Last time we left our divers face to face with a pulsing crystal, radiating dark energy in an ancient underwater structure. This is way more than just a spooky cave dive now, right?
Absolutely. They've stumbled into something ancient and powerful, and they're starting to realize the undead might just be the tip of the iceberg.
Right. It's giving me Indiana Jones vibes. But underwater and with zombies, what did they do next? Did they try to figure out what this crystal is all about?
They know they found something significant, so they carefully document everything. The structure, the crystal, the symbols carved into the walls. It's like they're piecing together a puzzle with only a few pieces.
Those carvings really stood out to me. They seem pretty important, wouldn't you say?
You're right, they weren't just decorations. Mia, our marine biologist, is convinced they hold the key to understanding what they found. She believes they're a language, a way to communicate the history and purpose of the crystal.
So it's like they need to crack the code of this ancient language to unlock the secrets of the crystal. That's fascinating.
It is. And remember that camera they found with the chilling footage? Well, they decided to take a closer look at it, hoping for more clues.
Good idea. What did they find on the camera? Any more terrifying footage of those underwater zombies?
Actually, it's something even more disturbing. As they analyze the footage, they pick up a faint, almost inaudible message whispered right before the attack.
A message? What does it say? Give us the chills.
The message sends shivers down their spines. It says, "The guardian is not the end. The key lies with the bearer."
Whoa. Talk about cryptic. The guardian, the bearer, the key. What do you think it all means?
It's definitely unsettling. They start to wonder if the crystal is this guardian, and if it's guarding something even more powerful, a key of some sort.
And this bearer, who could that be? Another diver, someone connected to that ancient ritual?
That's the million-dollar question. They're left with more questions than answers and a growing sense of unease.
Okay, so they've got this cryptic message and a whole lot of questions. How do they even begin to make sense of all this? Do they go back to the surface for help?
They know they need more information, so they head back to the surface, but they're cautious about who they share this with. This isn't something to be taken lightly.
It sounds like something out of a conspiracy thriller. Secret societies, ancient artifacts, hidden messages, it's all there.
They realize they're in over their heads dealing with something that's been hidden for centuries, so they start digging into research, looking for anything that might shed some light on this mystery.
What kind of research library is ancient text? Are we talking national treasure here?
Exactly. They start poring over historical records, folklore myths, anything that mentions underwater caves, strange crystals, or stories of powerful artifacts, and they start to see a pattern emerging.
What kind of pattern?
It seems the story of a powerful object guarded by something unnatural is a common thread across many cultures. It's like this isn't just one isolated incident, it's part of a much bigger, much older story.
So the dead cave and this guardian crystal are just one piece of a global puzzle that's incredible.
And a little terrifying, right? They start to realize that this isn't just about satisfying their curiosity anymore. It's about protecting the world from something potentially dangerous.
Okay, so now they're not just divers. They're protectors of some ancient secret. What's their next move? Where does this research lead them?
Their research eventually takes them to a remote village and a hidden library filled with ancient texts and forgotten lore. It's the kind of place that scholars dream of.
A secret library. This is getting better and better. I bet they find some crucial information in that library, right?
They hit the jackpot among the dusty scrolls and ancient tomes. They find a detailed account of the guardian crystal, the key and the ritual used to contain its power.
Wow, so they finally find some answers. What do they learn about the guardian and this mysterious key?
The texts describe the guardian crystal as a protector shielding the world from the key's power, which can be used for both good and evil.
Ah, the classic battle between light and dark. It's a tale as old as time, isn't it?
Exactly. The texts warn that throughout history, there have always been those who seek to exploit the key's power for their own selfish gain. That's why the guardian and the ritual are so important to keep that power in check.
So the guardian is like a warden keeping a dangerous force locked away. But what about this bearer mentioned in that cryptic message? Did the text reveal anything about who they are?
Here's where things get really interesting. The texts reveal the identity of the bearer. And it's not who they were expecting. In fact, it's someone they know.
Someone they know. Okay, you can't leave us hanging like that. Who is it?
Well, for that, you'll have to wait for the final part of our episode. We'll uncover the identity of the bearer and dive deeper into the mystery of the dead cave. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Drunken Zombies. I don't know about you, but I'm just dying to know who this mysterious bearer is.
Well, get ready for a shock because the ancient texts reveal that the bearer is Tara.
Tara, our documentary filmmaker. No way I never saw that coming.
Right, it's a total twist.
Yeah.
The texts explain that being the bearer isn't a choice. It's a lineage passed down through generations.
So Tara's family has been carrying this secret, this responsibility for who knows how long. That's a heavy burden to bear.
It is. And they've been protecting the key, keeping it hidden from those who would misuse its power for generations.
But why Tara? Why her family? What makes them so special?
The texts don't give us all the details, but they suggest that Tara's ancestors were somehow involved in the creation of the guardian crystal and the ritual that binds it. It's like they were chosen to be the protectors of this ancient power.
So it's destiny, not chance. That's pretty intense. But what about the key itself? Where is it? Is it like a physical object, a treasure hidden somewhere?
This is where things get even more interesting. The texts describe the key not as a physical object, but as a kind of energy, a force that resides within the bearer.
So Tara has this power inside her. It's like she's a walking, talking ancient artifact.
That's one way to put it. The texts describe it as a latent ability, something that needs to be awakened. It's like a dormant volcano waiting to erupt.
Okay, so now they need to figure out how to awaken this power within Tara. Do the texts tell them how to do that? I bet it's not as simple as saying a magic word.
You're right about that. The texts do outline a ritual to awaken the key's power, but there's a catch.
There's always a catch. What is it this time? Don't tell me they have to go back to that underwater cave.
You guessed it. The ritual has to be performed in the very chamber where the guardian crystal resides back in the dead cave.
Are you kidding me? That place is crawling with underwater zombies. It's like sending them into a lion's den.
I know it sounds crazy, but according to the text, it's the only way.
Talk about a high-stakes mission. But I guess they don't really have a choice. The fate of the world could depend on them awakening this power within Tara.
Exactly. It's a huge risk, but they're determined to do whatever it takes to protect the world from the key's potential darkness.
So they gear up and head back into the depths, facing those underwater zombies once again. What happens when they get back to the dead cave?
Well, this time the atmosphere is different. They descend into the cave, memories of their last encounter and the loss of Jonah weighing heavily on them. But when they reach the chamber with the guardian crystal, it's eerily quiet. The undead are gone, and the energy feels lighter somehow.
It's like the guardian crystal, now restored, has calmed the storm. Do they ever find out what happened to the underwater zombies?
The texts don't say for sure, but it seems that with the guardian back in its rightful place, its influence over the undead has diminished. They've either gone dormant or disappeared completely.
That's a relief. So they can focus on the task at hand, the ritual. Tell us about it. What happens?
They gather around Tara, who's standing in front of the glowing crystal. The ritual itself is a beautiful and intricate dance of movements, chants, and focused energy. As Tara follows the steps, guided by the ancient texts, something incredible happens.
Don't leave us hanging. What happens to Tara? Does it work?
The energy within her starts to awaken. The air crackles with power, the crystal pulses with light, and Tara is bathed in an otherworldly glow. It's a truly awe-inspiring moment.
Wow, that gives me goosebumps. So they succeeded.
Yeah.
The key's power is awakened.
Yes, Tara becomes a conduit for this ancient force, the key to controlling the darkness that the Guardian protects. The chamber is filled with light, a symbol of hope and the power that lies within us all.
What a powerful image. It sounds like they saved the day. But does this mean the story is over? Is the darkness defeated for good?
For now, yes. But the story doesn't end here. The texts hint at other guardians, other keys scattered across the world, a constant battle between light and darkness. It's a battle that will continue long after they're gone.
So Tara is now a warrior in this ancient fight, a protector of the balance. That's quite a destiny.
It is. And they all leave the dead cave forever changed, carrying the weight of this knowledge and experience with them.
What an incredible story. Underwater zombies, ancient mysteries, a hidden key, a powerful destiny. It had it all.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? about all the secrets that are still out there hidden beneath the surface waiting to be discovered.
Absolutely. Listeners, if you enjoyed tonight's tale of underwater terror and ancient mysteries, be sure to check back tomorrow for another chilling episode of Drunken Zombies. And if you have any theories about what other secrets might be lurking in the depths, let us know in the comments.
Until then, stay curious, stay safe, and as always, watch out for zombies.
Good night, everyone.